Let's go win the Irish Open, eh? Day 2 of the Irish Open is about to kick off. Yesterday, I didn't record again. I've not recorded for 3 1Ks on this trip, and I've bagged each one. So maybe I just can't handle the pressure of the camera, but we've got like 1,500 players left. There was 4,500 entries. Is the biggest event ever in Ireland. It's one of the biggest ever in Europe. It's just one of the biggest 1Ks ever in the world. There's going to be 600,000 or 700,000 euro up top, and I've got 15 heaps of chips. So let's not punt it off. Let's play well, and let's make it into the money on day 2.
We've got 1,400 players left from 4,500. It's day 2. I'm guessing we're gonna have to lose like maybe 600-700 people to cash, but fucking 6 spots. Gotta be so much money for first.
Very first hand of the day, I raise it on the button with ace jack. Maybe a sign of things to come. Unfortunately for me, nobody wants to get in the mix, but we show it. Let them know. Today, we're just playing good hands. It might have been a good bit of advertising to show the ace jack, because the very next hand we raise with 6-4 and quickly check back versus the big blind on 10-6-5. The turn gives me trips and we come out firing. The river is the 4 of clubs, which gives me a full house, but there is a 4-12 flush on the board. I don't know how greedy I can get here. I don't think I can get all the chips. We've got 4x to pot. So I decide I'm just going to bet 2 times the pot and see if we can get a stubborn club to call here. My opponent thinks about it for quite some time, is looking me up and down. If he was to raise here, it would be insane. But luckily, he just makes the call. I show over the full house. He shows over a straight with no club. That is a huge pot to start today. We're almost up to 500,000 chips in no time. This is our 3rd time getting in the mix in quick succession on day 2. I flat with ace 5 of diamonds and the flop comes out king 10-6, 2 diamonds. Could I really just win my first 3 pots I play? Yes, I could. The 3 of diamonds on the turn, and I decide to go for a check. We're very, very deep here. I want to see if I can get a check raise in against these players. I want to see if I can build this pot immediately. We saw in the previous hand, people get sticky against me. They don't tend to believe me. After some deliberation, I decided to raise it to 100,000 chips. I'm dreaming of all of the chips on day 2. I'm dreaming of being the chip leader. My opponent is once more in the tank. Please, put it in, put it in! Unfortunately, he folds, and the check raise on the turn, repping the flush, gets the folds in shocking developments. We're still playing the first orbit right now, and I'm looking to win my 4th hand, and I've got top pair with ace-6. Having checked the flop and bet the turn, I'm clashing against my friend from Spain for the first time. I decide to go for a reasonably chunky bet on the river, and I show over the ace-6. He has got ace-4, and this actually plays. Very rarely will we see it, but the 5 and the 3 give me the best top pair. Day 2 is off to an absolute flyer, and I'm looking to win my 5th hand in a row. Having raised in the cutoff against the opponent that I've clashed with multiple times already, I bet the flop on an ace-high board and check back the turn with pocket queens. My opponent doesn't bet, and I decide to see if I can get a little bit of value here. Yes, it is on the tin side, but my opponent has shown a tendency that he might call pretty light. I think he's going to have a 10 here a lot. I think he's going to have a 9 a lot. I'm going to try and get a little bit of value and hope that we do not face the raise. He shows the jack 8 for the open-ended straight draw that breaks. Thank God that the queen did not come. This is the first sick spot of the day. I flat ace queen versus the player who's sitting beside me and told me he is a fan of the stream. The flop comes out ace 9-2 and I bet small in position. The turn brings a tray with a flush draw and I size up hoping to stack ace 10, ace jack and get all the chips in. And before I can even put my chips in, he announces that he is all in. This is so sick. How can he be bluffing? Can he have worse for value? Could he be overplaying ace jack? It just feels like he's going to have ace king, ace 3 suited, maybe sometimes a sneaky 4 or 5 suited, but people just don't really bluff here. I know I'm folding, but I'm trying to think, can I ever call? I show the ace queen and make a huge fold. My opponent shows me the hand, and to be honest, I'm a bit sick. He had ace queen as well. First setback of the day. Trying to recover from that huge pot with the ace queen, we flat a re-raise with queen jack of diamonds. My opponent makes it really, really small. They make it just a little bit over 2x what I raise. So we're never folded. And the flop comes out 9, 8, 4, 2 diamonds. This is a monster flop for me. And they go kind of big. We're pretty deep here. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of chips. I'm not 100% sure what to do. But would I want to raise here with ace 9? Would I want to raise here with pocket 10s and play for it all? I'm not even 100% sure. But my hand just has so much equity that I decide I'm just going to go all in. I'm going to put the pressure on them. If they decide they want to run it, unless we're against ace king of diamonds, which I just don't think goes so small pre-flop, we are going to be in pretty good shape here. My opponent, who's a lovely chap and I've been chatting to all day, goes deep in the tank. We are not a million miles away from the cash right now. This is a huge decision for him. I'm not really sure what to expect him to have, but he does later tell me that he had 2 10s, a very, very, very big fold and a huge result for us. We don't get the start of this hand, but what you need to know is that my opponent fired in 45 big blinds with ace queen versus my ace king, and the river queen is a monster setback. This was for 350,000 chips. This was an insanely big pot. That is more than the average stack right now. Instead of being coasting, instead of being one of the chip leaders, instead of having 150 big blinds, we are down to just under 100 big blinds. We're still in good shape, but god damn it, that one hurt. Only a few moments later, my opponent raise called 18 big blinds from under the gun with 7 5 of spades. I ask him, is he a James Bond fan? He doesn't get it. The turns of 5, but the jack on the river gives me the nut straight, and we are back in the game. God, I don't think I could have handled losing that one. We pick up the action here as I'm once again clashing versus my friend from Spain. I raise the button with ace queen with the ace of hearts and bet the flop on 10 4 deuce. The turn is a jack, and I decide to bet once more. I can sometimes make them fold a 4. I can start to put a lot of pressure on a 10. I might even just get called by a king high or an ace high with a heart that we dominate. They binked the jack on the turn when there was so many cards that would have got us paid. Another one to our Spanish friend.
Alright, that was an utterly insane 2 levels of poker. I pretty much won every single pot when I sat down. Made that pretty big fold with ace queen, and then the very same player gets us with the ace queen against the ace king. But I mean, can't complain. Got almost 500,000 chips going back to big blind 6k. Got 894 left, about 670 getting paid. So just a fun spot to have lots of chips in live poker, isn't it?
Post break and approaching the bubble, we don't really get in the mix that often. We're ducking and diving and we're bobbing and we're trying to win pots, but to be honest, it's not going too well.
Shirt on. Nice, you get.
Hit by 1. That's quite a flop. I mean, you're like, hey, I was running pretty well. But don't forget, I did get a river for the big one, you know?
You did.
You know, don't forget that it was 350k. You know, queen on the river, and you're saying, come on.
That's true.
Getting close to the bubble, we are trying to put a little bit of pressure on, but things are not really going my way. Having raised 9-7 of hearts under the gun, I get to the river, and I just want to rep that I'm betting here with my pocket pairs that have a club and just target their aces, their queens, etc. to put a little bit of pressure on, but not give them an easy decision. My opponent goes into the tank for a few moments, but ultimately, they look at me in the suit, they look at the way I've been playing, and they decide that they are going to look me up with king, queen, and we lose another little pot. The momentum is starting to slip. Moments later, we decide that we are going to flat out of the small blind with ace-5 suited. This is a spot where I could try and put on a little bit of pressure, but the momentum is very much against me, and I just want to get my head down, try and win a pot. I won a huge one with ace-5 of diamonds earlier on. Oh my god, and I might again. We've got a good shot. We've got an overcard. We've got the nut flush shot. We're going to bet out. Can we just win a pot? Can we turn the tide? Can we start collecting chips again on the bubble? I don't want to keep leaking them. My opponent did just make a decent hero call against me, but not this time. Give me those chips. Stack them up. We are getting extremely close to the bubble right now, and after a successful 3-bet, I get in the mix once more. I've had a little raise with Queen 4 of Hearts from under the gun, but hey, I still have a lot of chips. I can still put some pressure on, but my opponent gets sticky on the turn here on Ace 997, and the river's a deuce. Do I really want to bluff Queen High Hearts here? Do I really want to just give it donation? I decide not to. Muck my hand, and my opponent has won with 6s, which I hate to see. I hate giving up pots that I could have won. We are now on the exact bubble of the tournament, and this is the defining hand of my tournament. I flat 7-5 offsuit versus 2 players that I cover on the bubble, and it comes out 4-4 tray, 2 diamonds. I've got 7-5 with the 7 of diamonds. Under the gun checks, and Lisa, who we've been battling with, but she's been playing extremely well, bets in position. From what I can tell, she is trying to take advantage of her image of being a lady who plays tight sometimes. Let me tell you right now, she doesn't. So I decide to check raise. The turn is a queen of clubs after she calls. I'm a little bit worried that she can have hands like queen jack of diamonds, king queen of diamonds, ace queen of diamonds. These are not hands I want to bet into, but once she checks, I think it's much more likely that she has a pair from 7s to jacks. We're on the exact bubble. I put her all in. I'm trying to put her to the test. Lisa does not take very long, makes the call. I showed a 7 high. I have punted it off on the bubble. She makes the call with 10s with the diamond. It is a great call. Fair play to her. She knew exactly what I was up to, and we have punted it off on the bubble once more. Why can't I learn? Going to the feature table with a way less than average stack. We were in such a good spot. What is wrong with me? Why do I have to do this?
That was a disaster bubble. Disaster. I had so many chips, man. And I just didn't win a single pot, and then I bluffed them all off on the bubble. Now we have less than average for the first time going on the feature table. Why can't I learn my lesson? I've just not punted off once in my life.
We did break a table during that break. Also during that last hand, we did lose one person, so congratulations, you're all in the money.
Coming back from the break, we are confirmed in the money of the Irish Open, and we are going to the feature table. It is always exciting to be on the feature table, especially in my hometown. Yes, the bubble did not go my way, but we've still got 25 big blinds. We've still got a chance. If we could just get one double up, if we could just put a little bit of pressure on these players who are maybe not so used to playing on the feature table, we could start to put on a little bit of show in Dublin, and we could start to run up a stack and give ourselves a real chance of winning the Irish Open.
Okay, we have Martin Donoghue raising from the cutoff. Finton Hand defending the big blind and pairs his 4, but Donoghue still way ahead, having paired his ace.
I'm just going to put it out there. 10-4 of hearts is winning this hand.
Oh, I can feel it.
Is 10-4 winning this legitimately, Nick, as in it's getting there, or is it winning it in the sense that Finton is going to do something crazy like check raise the flop, barrel the turn, shove the river, and get this guy off an ace?
This is not the texture where you get people off anything. 10! Never mind, I take it back. Yeah, I called the card, but nightmare
You do
spot.
realize that that means that ace 10 is now a 94% favorite, right?
I cottoned on to that now. Yeah, sorry. I retract my previous statement.
I can feel it after this, right? Finton Hand, Instagram, followers, unfollow. Nick
No, I'm not even sure if he follows me now, mate. Don't worry. Finty, I'm sorry. I actually thought I was calling in your card and not the ultimate cold deck.
It was a small hiccup.
It was a small hiccup. It was unintentional. And we definitely agree that your jacket is green.
Nick, you are an embarrassment. Misreading boards. What is the world coming to?
Everyone loves a chop pot.
Yeah, this is a spot where if I was Donoghue, I'd usually size up a bit more, right? It's kind of weird when you block 2 pairs and stuff, but you want to try to get all the chips in on the river.
Yeah.
I was kind of interested if Finton would call a raise here, but I think call is the best option.
It feels right. From the cutoff, you want him to keep barreling, right? You really want him to just blast off on you. On ace 7 4 10, 2 barrels, so super easy with any 2 cards, and then the king is even better, right? To keep blasting. I think what will happen here is he's going to bet. I think Finty's just going to flat still.
Yeah, I think he's just going to flat. I don't think there's any reason to raise.
So Donoghue betting 60K into a pot of 175K.
You know, Queen Jack got there, King 10 got there, Ace 10 got there.
You can sort of tell in the back of his head, you think he's like, am I being milked here?
If you have 10-4, you think you're winning this hand 100%.
Oh,
worry.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but it's still, I don't know. We'll see. Honestly, Fint's in hand is a much better poker player than I, so we're going to default to whatever he says.
All in.
Oh!
Finton shoves, gets snap called, and Finton hand will be eliminated. What was it you said, Nick? Mark my words, 10-4 is winning this part?
Sorry. That was not a net. Finty, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to balk the situation.
What do you call that? The commentator's curse or something?
It is the
Commentator's
commentator's
curse.
curse, yeah. But
right over there.
the thing about the commentator's curse is it's always done in innocence. There's no fiendish narrative.
GG, man. I have nobody to blame but myself. Had so many chips on the bubble and blasted it off as usual. And that river felt close. I didn't think he'd bet 6 big blinds in position with more than one pair, unless he had aces or kings. But we shoved trying to get max, and instead we get max pain, and we basically get a min cash, or do get a min cash. Fuck, I guess we'll play the high roller.